Hi all! I'm super excited because this is my very first time diving that deep into a manga, and I've been absolutely hooked on Vagabond. Today we're talking volume 3 of the VizBig Edition, and trust me, things are getting intense. Before we jump in, let me know in the comments what you thought of volume 3 if you already read it. Have you read it? Are you reading along with me? I love to compare notes because so many major events happen in this volume, and it's really making me think about the deeper meaning behind Musashi's journey. When we left off in volume 2, Miyamoto Musashi was in the middle of his feud with the Yoshioka school, and whoa, does volume 3 hit the ground running! We see Musashi grappling with both physical challenges and his own inner doubts. He's already defeated Denchichiro, but his match with Seijuro ended on a shaky note. Now, the entire Yoshioka school is out for his blood, and Musashi feels the pressure like never before. The Yoshioka aren't letting go of their grudge. They attack Musashi from all angles ambushes, sneak attacks, you name it. It's non-stop action, and I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. But amidst these battles, what really struck me was how tired and isolated Musashi becomes. You can see his body wearing down, and yet his spirit is driven by that dream of being invincible under the sun. Question for you. Do you ever root for a character but also worry they're pushing themselves too hard? Because that's exactly how I feel about Musashi right now. One of the biggest moments in Volume 3 is the rematch between Musashi and Seijuro. The tension is sky high, Seijuro's reputation is on the line, and Musashi wants to prove he's grown beyond brute force. When they finally clash, the fight is short, brutal, and shocking. Musashi emerges victorious, but it comes at a huge moral cost. He kills Seijuro. That's a massive turning point because we see Musashi realize that each victory has a real weight. He's taken a life. And in that moment, I felt like Musashi started the question if he's on the right path. This scene was so powerful, I actually had to pause my reading for a moment to take it all in. Has a moment in a story ever made you stop reading and just think about it? Because this was definitely that moment for me. With Seijuro gone, the Yoshioka school is in chaos. Musashi basically becomes their number one enemy, forcing him to flee to Kyoto. What I love here is that Musashi is not just running from physical danger, he's also running from the guilt and confusion inside himself. This part feels like a real shift in the story. It's not just about sword fights anymore, it's about Musashi's journey of self reflection. He realizes strength isn't just about winning duels, it's about understanding the consequences of taking a life. Meanwhile, Otsu is on her own quest for meaning, still torn up about Matahashi and conflicted over her feelings for Musashi. She's trying to figure out her place in the world that's often violent and harsh. Her perspective brings a softer, more emotional contrast to all these sword battles. When she crosses paths with Musashi again, it's both heartwarming and heartbreaking. She loves him, but Musashi is so consumed by his quest that he feels he can't give her the peace and love she longs for. Their reunion is sweet, but it highlights how lonely Musashi truly is. I found it so moving to see him wrestle with balancing ambition and emotional connection. Just when you think Musashi's journey can't get tougher, Inshun from the Hosoin temple steps into the journey. This guy is calm, disciplined, and in some ways, Musashi's complete opposite. I'm already bracing myself for the inevitable confrontation between those two. It seems like Inshun will challenge Musashi not just physically, but mentally and spiritually, testing his new understanding that the way of the sword is about more than brute strength. I have to mention the art. Takehiko Inoue's drawings are stunning. The intensity of fights, the fluid motion, and especially the facial expressions, everything pulls you right into the story. Volume 3 really drives home the themes of pride, failure, and enlightenment. And you see that complexity in the artwork. One page can be full of high speed action, and the next is a quiet, reflective moment where you feel Musashi's inner turmoil. It's truly next level storytelling. So, Volume 3 ends on a big turning point. Musashi has a victory he's dreamt of, but the reality of killing weighs heavy on him. The introduction of Inchun hints that our main character's next hurdles won't just be physical fights. They'll also be about personal growth and grappling with the moral implications of his choices. I can't wait to dive into Volume 4 and see how Musashi handles this new phase of his journey. If you're reading along, I'd love to know your thoughts on Volume 3. Did anything surprise you? Do you think Musashi is heading down the right path? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget, I'm covering one volume each week until we finish all 12 VizBig editions. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Thanks for joining me on this wild adventure through my very first manga. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep reading, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time for Volume 4.